Good morning. It's a little ironic that 19 years ago, I was a ground zero rescue worker and I didn't have a mask. And now 19 years later, I have to wear one to talk about it. In Lower Manhattan at the 9/11 Memorial Museum, there's a concrete wall that sits where each of the twin towers of the World Trade Center once stood. On this wall is a 60-foot long inscription in 15-inch letters made from the steel of the Twin Towers, which reads, "No day shall erase you from the memory of time." While there is some controversy as to the true meaning of this quote, it was chosen by the museum creators because they believed that it best represented the belief that a single day is not able to erase the memory of those we love. We should always remember and never forget their legacy. The phrase "always remember, never forget" has deep meaning to all those who were affected by the events of September 11th. It's been engraved on plaques, printed on bumper stickers, and seemingly appeared to be affixed at one time to every fire truck or police car in the country. Unfortunately, since September 11, 2001, the use of this phrase has become overused. That at times it often feels that a powerful meaning and commitment it represents is becoming lost in the background, as if it was simply white noise in a bustling country. The flame of remembrance is burning out. We now have a whole new generation that's coming into adulthood, a generation that never experienced a pre-9/11 world. They never experienced the terror we all felt on 9/11, cried the tears for friends that were lost, or experienced the anger of our nation demanding a pound of flesh in retaliation. To a new generation, 9/11 is just another day in our nation's history that may or may not have been accurately portrayed in a history lesson they received while growing up. To many in our new generation, the future leaders, 9/11 is just another history lesson in line with Pearl Harbor, D-Day, or the fall of the Soviet Union. The waning of commitment to remember 9/11 and all that it stands for does not fall solely on the new generation. Take a look around today. You will find American flags still raised to the top of the flagpole, in spite of a presidential proclamation of remembrance dictating that the American flag be flown at half-staff. Memorial services such as this will be poorly attended, which will ultimately result in the discontinuance of similar ceremonies next year. Attending a dedication ceremony is not a difficult ask. After all, the victims of 9/11 gave our country their all. It's the least we can do to honor them and their actions with just a little bit of our time. Yes, always remember and never forget is slipping into obscurity. It is for this very reason that we must keep our commitment to gathering every year in memorial ceremonies such as this one, no matter how large or how small. We must gather to restore in our hearts the meaning of the phrase, "always remember and never forget." We must gather to teach our children the importance of learning what occurred on September 11, 2001, how it changed the lives of many, and how it changed our country forever. September 11, 2001 remains the single greatest terrorist attack in American history. While remember the overwhelming loss and pain we experienced on September 11th, we should also reflect on the heroism that occurred that day. Many individuals, both first responders and ordinary citizens, took action to help others, each displaying a degree of courage far beyond what was expected of them. I truly believe the best way to honor the memories of those who made this ultimate sacrifice is to honor their memory with actions and not words. At this time, I'd like to invite Deputy Chief Nick Polidori to the podium. Deputy Chief Polidori will take over as the Chief of Police upon my retirement on October 1st. Chief Polidori, please accept this plaque to display at the Southern Pines Police Department upon my retirement, representing a small token of my commitment to seeing that my brother and sisters at the Southern Pines Police Department, both present and future, never forget the heroes of 9/11. The inscription reads, "History has taught us that strength comes from a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood. I challenge you to show your commitment to one another, not just with words, but rather with kind acts and deeds. Also, Chief Polidori, I'd like to present to you this flag, which bears the names of all the first responders that were killed on September 11, 2001. It is my wish that you will fly this flag in place of the police department flag each September 11th from dawn until dusk as our sign to our community that yes, we will always remember and never forget. Hoping the community will do the same. Thank you. In closing, I'd like to leave with the words of former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. The attacks of September 11th were intended to break our spirit. Instead, we have emerged stronger and more unified. We feel renewed devotion to the principles of political, economic, and religious freedom, the rule of law, and respect for human life. We are more determined than ever to live our lives in freedom. Always remember and never forget. And may God always bless America and all that she stands for.